I'm Heather Prastansky. I am here with Secret Weapons to Success, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit today about networking and how to network to gain leads in your business. So, a lot of people that I see online are networking in all the wrong ways. And trust me, I have made a lot of these mistakes myself, but I wanted to kind of talk to you today. I've got a weird reflection going on in my glasses. I'm going to take those off for you. I wanted to talk to you a little bit today about how to network for success, how to network for leads in your business that really and truly is what you're looking for, and how not to annoy people. Because I know that a lot of fear that my community has talked to me a little bit about has been around that real fear of annoying people or turning people off. And there is a way to go about it that is very easy and very simple, and a way that will connect you with people instead of annoying them. So let's get into it here. My first tip would be to never, ever, ever copy and paste into multiple groups or to share from your business page into a group. And the reason why is because many people overlap between the groups that you're in. And so they can see that you're just copying and pasting and it feels like you're spamming. So add legitimate value to the groups that you're in, to the networks that you belong to the websites that you contribute to, all of these different things. Make sure that you're really adding a good amount of value to everything that you do. Now, the next tip that I have is that when you are having conversations with people inside of groups, to really make sure that you're adding the value. And a lot of people think that adding value means giving them your freebie, or giving them your blog post entry or things like that. People know that by giving them your opt-in or your blog post or anything else that you're gaining from this, right? So you're getting their email address, you're going to add them to your list, you're going to email them, and eventually you're going to try to sell to them, which is sure, that's definitely something that you want to do. But at the end of the day, unless you've added the value first, and unless you have a bit of a relationship there, it's not going to work out so well. They may take you up on that one freebie, but down the line, are they going to turn into clients? The answer to that is it's very, very unlikely that that would happen. So instead, it's important to create a funnel with multiple touch points giving a lot of value. So let me walk you through what that might look like. So what that might look like is that you drip blog posts, and they're just completely free blog posts giving free information on whatever it is that your ideal client is struggling with. So create these blog posts, create different posts inside groups that maybe relate to the same topic as your blog, but aren't exactly the same information. Again, no copying, pasting. You just want to be sure to be constantly adding more tips, more value, more whatever it is that you're doing. Keep on the same topic, right? So whatever your end goal is, whatever it is that you're selling, keep on the same topic all the way through. Now, I would create probably 5 or 6 blog posts before you ever do anything else, and make sure that these people are going to these blog posts before you do anything else. So what you can do is you can create a custom audience through a Facebook pixel, and you can, maybe I'll do a separate little video and link that below on how to do the Facebook pixel so that you can create custom audiences. And then you can actually do an intersection of those audiences. So if you don't have much of a following, it's going to be a lot of work and a lot of effort to be driving traffic to these different sources and creating these custom audiences. Or it's going to take money and ads. Okay, so there really isn't any way around it. I've had people say to me before, I just want to put things out there into the world and I want customers to come and find me. And that's not really the way it works, right? We either have to work incredibly hard, like hustle, 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 or you have to spend some money on ads. And if you're spending money on ads, you also need to be pretty good at what you do. Okay, so Now you're creating these blog posts. We're going to create an intersection of the people who have read more than one blog post. Now you know that they've had a couple of interactions with you. What you're going to do is you're going to then create an ad to those people, to that custom audience, and you're going to offer them up a free download with an opt-in. Give them the opportunity to get onto your list. Now they're more familiar with you. They've already gotten something organically from you that you haven't really pushed on them and said, I need your email in exchange for this. You haven't asked for anything in return. You've just given them free value. So once you do this, you can create that ad, and what you're going to do is you're going to run that ad right to that custom audience that has the intersection of more than one blog post read. Okay, this is going to be a pretty small audience, so you probably don't need to put a lot of budget towards this, and it's going to be a slow drip strategy, i.e., you're not going to make 6 figures overnight with something like this. Those strategies are unrealistic. And if you wanted to do that, you could probably drop $20,000, $30,000 in ads, and you could probably come out with a 6-figure strategy on this. But that's really the only way that you're going to be able to do it. Okay, this is a slow drip strategy. It's all about building your business with integrity. It's all about building your business with through networking and through adding value in a way that is going to create raving fans. So once you do that and you're collecting their email address, now you want to be providing even more value before you ever ask them for anything. So you're going to be sending them additional freebies. They already got their download. Maybe send them 2 bonus downloads that are related to the topic that you want to be selling in the end. You're creating this funnel. Some people will opt out. They might say, well, this topic, I thought this was something I needed, but really it's not. But for the people who are still with you, they're really invested now. They've gotten more than one blog post. They've gotten 3 free downloads from you. Now they're starting to get invested. The next thing I want you to do is I want you to create a video, a very short video, 2 minutes or less, outlining some more tips and email it to those people on your list. So you're going to be emailing them with a little video. They get to see your beautiful face. They get to talk to you a little bit more about what it is that they're interested in. You're giving them even more value. You're slowly dripping this information. At the end of that video, I want you to invite them to a webinar. And in that webinar, you are going to talk a lot about the how, or sorry, about the what. So the what they need to do in order to meet the goal that you've been talking to them about all along. So you might be outlining some of the strategies that you've already sent them. Remember, email open rates are only maybe 30%. So you might send this out more than once with the invitation. And you're also going to want to consider recapping a lot of the information you've already sent during this webinar. So it's going to kind of write itself, but it's important because not everyone will have read all of your emails. Now, once you invite them onto the webinar, this is where you can invite them either into a discovery call with you, so that would be sort of like a sales call, or you can invite them to buy your product online. And so you have had at least 2 blog posts, you've had 3 freebies, you've given them more information during a video, you've given them more information during a webinar, you've given them so much before you ask them to buy something. And that really and truly is the way that you get sales through online marketing. It takes time, it takes patience, it takes money, it takes a lot of commitment. And a lot of people, they give up way too soon. Okay, this could take months, but a lot of people, they do give up way too soon, or they don't put enough money towards it, and then they're disappointed when they only get 1 or 2 sales at the end. And so I want you to really consider this. Now, you might even add, if your product is over, let's say, $500 or $1,000 and you don't have a big list, I would definitely consider adding even more after that webinar. So you might invite them into a strategy call, or you might invite them to get another free download, and your funnel just sort of keeps coming down and down and down in size until you find those perfect customers that are 100% ready to commit to that product. Now let's talk a little bit more about networking and how to approach people on the other end. So when you're trying to fill up these funnels, of course, you have your social media channels. You have groups that you can post in that allow promotions. You have Facebook ads that you can run, Instagram ads, Twitter ads, you have LinkedIn, you have all of these different social media platforms. And what you want to do is you want to, of course, create posts that say, hey, join me for my webinar. Hey, get my free opt-in. Hey, do this, do that. But you also want to create content that supports those downloads and supports those call to actions without really making that call to action. So for example, if I were creating a social media post to support this blog post, I would do something like a quote around networking or a quote around lead generation. That just is something that people will relate to. It is more likely that they'll like, comment, or share on it, but it puts that idea into their head that, hey, this might be something that I need, right? How cool is that? So you can do those posts all throughout the week. And then kind of lead them into this opt-in. You can also reach out to people. So look through your connections, right? Look through the people that you're friends with on Facebook. Look to the people you're friends with on LinkedIn. Look to the people you're friends with in real life, coworkers, past coworkers, and start reaching out to them individually and just say, hey, how's life treating you? Make connections, collect connections. Don't collect leads, because in collecting connections, you're going to eventually be able to lead yourself down the path to a lead. So have a conversation with them just like you would at a cocktail party. So if I were at a cocktail party and I walked up to you and I was like, hey, remember me? We haven't chatted in a while. You should download my free stuff. That's probably not going to go over all that well, right? So what you want to do is you just want to send them a message and just say, hey, I noticed that we're friends on Facebook, but we haven't really chatted for a while. What's going on in your life? Eventually, they're going to ask you what's going on in your life. And you can say to them, actually, this is what I'm doing now. Who do you know that would be a really good fit for this? And hopefully that's them. If it's not them, maybe they have somebody that they can make a warm introduction to. And that really is the way to do it. Do not use autoresponders that respond with, hey, thanks for the follow, download my free download. It's really, really off-putting, and that's not going to add quality people to your list. Yes, you'll get people on your list, but it won't be the people who want to buy your stuff down the line. And that really and truly is the purpose of having a list. You're better off having a list with 100 names that are really qualified that might actually end up buying something from you versus having 10,000 people on a list who really and truly just did it to get a freebie out of you and have zero relationship with you whatsoever. So build connections, build relationships, don't build your list. So I'm Heather Brzezinski. Thank you so, so much for watching. I'll do a separate video below on the Facebook Pixel so that you'll know kind of how to start using that and how you can start building out these custom audiences. Remember to build connections, stop building your list, and I will talk to you next week for another Transformation Tuesday. Bye.